redoing the entire client because it has so
Flawless.
many issues. Okay, we're right back into it. Yuck, not yuck, misspell. I have Misto, you're gonna have to explain that a little bit more to me. But either way, we're into the bans once again. The Rek'Sai as well as Nautilus being taken away some of these bigger CC champions, and we are going to close out once more as back and forth we go. Where we stop, nobody knows.
Right, get your indie games together here. I know it's a really low budget client, but
yeah, it's okay. So he's
go.
gonna restart his client. Yeah, we'll give them just a minute to get that client issue fixed up. One of the things is that, especially if it's something small like a restart of the client, it doesn't take that long to reset it. And fortunately, I'd much rather have it at the very beginning than the very end of the very tail end of a picks and bans. So it doesn't take that long to reset it. And these are best of ones, so being able to select the champions and ban the champions you actually want to ban is so crucial in this game, because a single pick or ban could really help determine whether or not you find success. So back in we go once again. Third time's the charm. We'll find out. It looks like that reset on the client may work out as we're right back into the Rek'Sai ban. I'm going to predict a Nautilus ban. Oh, what a genius. What a god. Captain Perfection.
You're
right
psychic,
here.
Jake. I would have never thought that it would have been a Nautilus ban. Like, I haven't seen him played in so long. It's not like he's one of the strongest supports right now at all.
Right, as well as got banned out the last 2 times we saw it, but we are continuing the ban, so it looks like things have worked out. More supports being taken away. That Pyke off the table as junglers Jarvan and Sejuani both taken away, so looking like these teams are pinching those pools. Apparently Majestic, Spartans, Beast Destroyer, and EG are on everyone's. Oh, sorry, I was saying the mid laners. It's actually Name and McClub are kind of on the targets of these 2 teams. Sivir getting taken away, so no Sivir Morgana pair to the bottom side, but you still have that opportunity for Morgana. Good pick champion there. And what is going to be the priority pick? Neeko would be really interesting. I haven't seen her first pick in a while, but she's still incredibly strong. A great teamfight champion.
I was casting on Nightfall not that long ago, and they played Neeko really well in there. Insane amount of CC, insane amount of AoE, powerful AP damage. It just really decimated, so that's something to definitely watch out for and see on the boards here for the map. And it looks like they're going to pick up a Morgana to try and mitigate some of that CC with the shields. Maybe pop in an Hourglass with the Morgana ultimate. Maybe do just as even out the CC and try to mitigate that Neeko damage.
Well, yeah, one of the nice things against Neeko is she drops that Pot Blossom, but it has to be around her. If she starts the Pot Blossom and she doesn't flash immediately afterwards, there's the possibility of finding a Morgana Dark Binding, locks her up, basically could waste her ultimate, and then even if she does go to Pot Blossom one of your allies or yourself, Black Shield yourself and you're pretty good. So Morgana, as always, a strong pick. And Ornn going to be the next pickup. So now last game we were asking for a tanky top laner. We're going to get it this time as SF Person of God going to be taking that Ornn to the top side of the map. So nice tank up there. Doubt that it's going to be in the jungle, most likely traded over. ADCs, the Xayah and the Caitlyn, but Xayah's got herself that lovers duo of the Rakan paired up for the bottom side, and that is a pretty potent pairing.
So yeah, interesting to see. We got the Neeko to come in with the CC knockup with Neeko ulti. Not only that, but the double snares with her other, I'm not sure if it's her Q or her E, but there is that CC knockup to help with a follow-up by Rakan that can do an insane amount of knockup engage, just decimate that CC, turn around, do a double knockup, set the game up really easily for Xayah to do her ultimates, do her burst damage, a combination to pop off. So it'll be interesting to see how SPK does a disengage towards that. They do have the Ornn to be able to do that Ornn ult disengage, and Morgana to be able to do that disengage, and not only that, they have the Caitlyn that can be in the far range as well to do as much attack speed as possible, but not only that, be able to poke from a distance in a safe area behind the meat shields, behind the tanks, as she has cleanse on the board to be able to try and stop some of that CC from happening as well.
Yeah, the cleanse is going to be on that mid laner of Majestic most likely, but it's still pretty nice when you're looking at how much CC the Xayah and the Nico can bring. The one side the Notorious doesn't have yet is a tank, so probably going to see some type of tank in the top lane, maybe that Renekton, but the problem is that Ornn really counters tanks. He has a lot of just chunk damage and brings good CC as well, so those two will be pretty interesting. They could try to run with something like a Jace in the top lane and maybe a Galio in the mid lane, as that Vi gets locked in for the jungle of SPK Defiance. Oh, a Swain. Okay, I'm not against that. I haven't seen him in a while. We saw him, I think, 2 weeks ago on the stream. But he can, once he gets that level 6 transform, gets tanky late game, and who needs to run a tank when you can just steal the enemy team's tank stats? Hey, Ornn, give me your stats. I'm going to be the tank now. Trundle picked up for the jungle of Notorious. I like it.
Yeah, you know what? I've actually been seeing a lot of Trundle on the board lately. Even though he's not a super strong jungler, I think it's just the fact that his utility and his way to go around tanks and just deny tanks, that capability has just been really successful, as I've been seeing casted in a couple games this week and last week. A lot of really nice pillars have gone off. I've seen a pillar gone off by a Trundle not that long ago, where I believe a Vi was trying to dash over the wall back into their safe jungle, but the pillar went off and he just rubber banded and could not escape and just hit that wall double timed and just died. So it'll be interesting to see how Trundle plays this out with his pillars, how he gets around the map and CC. Not only that, they have that Swain to do the CC as well and get in and just lifesteal and be a super mage tank that is very difficult to kill and has AP damage that also can be really scary.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a couple of seconds as we got our 3-minute window for the spectator to kind of look at the compositions as a whole. And you're talking about that Trundle pillow. Yeah, Trundle, I can speak totally. The pillow. The Trundle pillow.
The pillow.
Okay, we need a Trundle like pajama skin where instead of a hammer, he wields a pillow and he just goes boom. And every time he hits you, little feathers go flying out of the pillow. Please, dear Riot, make that a skin.
Riot.
I don't even
Best
play Trundle,
ever.
and I would buy that skin. That is actually a fabulous idea. And
Sound
that was
effects.
all totally meant to say that, not a Freudian slip whatsoever. All right, to the game. Trundle, you're talking about the Trundle pillar. Good grief. Knocking people backwards. The thing that's so nice about it in this game in particular is you have several people that don't have the highest mobility. Caitlyn's got the 90 caliber net, but that's about it. Cassiopeia herself, unless she's burning flash, she doesn't have really any escape abilities. Vi does have her charge, but it's pretty easy to read, and one of those things that once that charge is down, she's pretty much a walking target. Ornn has his dash, but it can be interrupted, and Morgana is a slow target as well. So if Notorious decide they want to try to pick somebody off and use the Trundle pillar to grab somebody so the rest of the team can collapse, they can do that. The problem that I'm seeing for them is the SPK Defiance bring a massive amount of CC. Morgana Dark Finding, Caitlyn Traps, Cassiopeia Petrify, Assault and Battery from Vi Ultimate, or Knockup, plus the Call of the Forge God. If a fight were to break out by Notorious, I see no reason why SPK Defiant say, you want to fight? Alright, let's fight! 5v5 Fiesta time, let's see who ends up alive afterwards.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be Defiant as their name, and I don't even think the pillar will matter because Cassiopeia has that AoE ulti, and Caitlyn has the traps, like you said, can do a disengage flash, but Morgana has that shield, snare, and Ornn can top it off, turn it around, and just knock them up with the ultimate. So maybe not trying to dash out and escape is their potential, but their potential to turn it around and completely just do a re-engage with their combinations and their ultis to kind of do a turnaround at the last second could really help out and maybe throw off Notorious and be like, hey, you know what, you're engaging, you're pillaring, but we as a team have a strong CC comp and we can turn this around and just deny you that fact. The only thing I can see that could be detrimental is the fact that Trundle can get picks off of that pillar because they're strong as a team, but they're not strong individually. So that could be the win potential, the pick potential for Notorious.
And I believe, as Doc Shocker is saying in the Twitch chat, that Cassiopeia, her grounding effect on the miasma, her E, can be absolutely crucial this game to stop a lot of those engages from the side of Notorious between the Rakan dash or the potentially that Xayah ultimate. I'm fairly certain that Xayah cannot ult when on the miasma. Somebody may need to do a quick Google search to kind of lock that one in. But the Swain into the mid lane is something that is incredibly spicy to me, because in a big 5v5 team fight, that is actually his bread and butter post ultimate, because he's going to be charging it up. He's going to have his crows just flying everywhere, eating away at the enemy team, and then explode damage on all of them. That is what the Swain wants. However, pre-6, the possibility of Vi ganking into the mid lane on the low mobility Swain, plus the damage of the Cassiopeia, is really big. And then a last thought on the Cassiopeia specifically against the Swain, and then in addition to that, the neutral objectives. The neutral objective control out of Defiance between the Caitlyn being able to layer a bunch of traps down to kind of block up some of those jungle pathways, and Cassiopeia has incredibly good clear with the Twin Fangs on those neutral objectives. They're really going to, I'm interested in seeing if Defiance decides to either sneak away those neutral objectives like the Drake, the Rift Herald, things of that nature, or if they use those neutral objectives and the power that they have taking them to actually bait Notorious into a fight in the jungle where they can use the narrow passageways of the jungle to help with the Cassiopeia Petrify, call the Forge God from the Ornn, or even that ultimate from Morgana.
Alright, as we're getting into this,
we are starting up game number 2. Notorious taking on SPK Defiance for round 2. One of these two teams will be moving on and making their way into round 3, the finals. We'll find out who on the other half of the bracket is the winner. Sway GG, definitely one of the teams that we're looking for making it back to the finals yet again, but they still have one game to get through, and Air Esports definitely not shy about finding themselves wins as well. Seems to be a standard start for both of these teams here, in that spreading across the mid lane, making sure to check all these brushes. Curious to see if they decide to drop any wards for Vision.
Yeah, and I believe I casted Air Esports a couple days ago, and they weren't doing too well. They were kind of a little bit playing off. So it'll be interesting to see if they bring it back into the Scrim gym, they get it together, and come in hot and hard and heavy to show up SPK what they're made of.
Alright, so basic start between both of these teams. So let's talk a little bit about the bot lane and what the objectives and goals of these two teams are. Because for the side of SPK Defiance, Blushing Uwu, and Spartans, you land a good Morgana Dark Binding, you get the poke from the Caitlyn. It's very easy to set up one of those, trap from Morgana into trap from Caitlyn, into crit shot, into Piltover Peacemaker, maybe even throw in a 90 caliber net for good measure, get that extra crit as well. But they aren't looking to have an extended fight. And the main reason why is that the damage and shorter cooldowns of the Xayah and Rakan are going to give them the advantage when it comes to extended fights. So it's all about grabbing a bit of poke and backing away, and then trying to push Notorious underneath the turret and start a siege, but it's risky because there's always the chance for Rakan engage.
Yeah, and that Rakan engage can be very detrimental, but can be very scary because of the amount of CC. Not only the ultimate CCs, but he also has his knock-up CC as well.
And you can see a little bit of poke was happening on the bottom side. Rakan going to get engaged once again, finding himself a little bit of a knock-up there, but he's going to lose a lot of health on the way back. Nice sidestep on the Dark Binding from Spartans. And so the siege begins from SPK Defiance's bottom lane. Going to start to poke things in little by little. Ooh, Rakan getting tagged by the 90 caliber, Piltover Peacemaker on the way out.
Yeah, that Caitlyn definitely strong with that aggression.
He went Ancient Coin, which is really interesting to me because, typically speaking, I think that when I'm running Rakan, I try to go with the Relic Shield.
It's not really that great anymore because Relic Shield is a little bit more difficult now to get those procs off. So yeah, but maybe into this comp, it might have been better to do Relic Shield for that sustainability.
They find this root. Oh, great Black Shield by Morgana, keeping Blush just fine. Traded damage. Still advantage to SPK Defiance, but that Caitlyn checking potions. She also went Biscuits. I like that, knowing that their lane going to be sieging for a while, needing that rejuvenation to heal back up. Junglers having finished off their opposite sides of the map, top side and bottom side for them respectively. Now heading into, I think Vi's got a small lead as she's already picked up that blue buff and grabbing the Scuttle Crab as well. So we'll cover that bottom side Drake with Vision, as it should be spawning in about a minute and a half. Mountain Drake to start the game off.
Yeah, Mountain Drake definitely going to be potential for team fighting, and by that point, I'm going to estimate that Xayah and Rakan will have that level 6 advantage. They are a little bit behind Swain here, doing a lot of damage in the mid lane. But yes, like I was saying, Rakan and Xayah a little bit weak early game because of the Caitlyn poke potential. They really got to play safe until they get that level 6, and that level 6 is what's going to really be powerful. The combinations that they can do, the wombo combo, the ulti engage on Caitlyn and Morgana, because they're so squishy, they can just close the gap in the range capabilities that they have in order to stop them from poking so darn hard on them in the level 6.
So that Vi kind of came to that mid lane, got poked out by the Swain. One of those things that without that Petrify, not much Majestic can do. Good Dark Binding once again on the bottom side. Hold on. Person of Guy running away from the Trundle on the top side, but gets taken down. First blood to Good Noon as Notorious strikes first. Pretty easy gank from the Trundle.
You know what? I haven't really seen a Neeko in the top lane against a Trundle, a Ornn. So it's an interesting matchup. Neeko really showing a power spike early game to poke off that Ornn. Ornn's gonna have to really get a lot of magic resistance, as on his first back he already got a magic mantle to try and stop that magic damage happening.
Majestic and some nice chunk damage onto EEG in that mid lane, but low on mana, decides not to chase forward any further, catching the wave. She is up in CS against the Swain by nearing about 10 CS difference between the two. There is pings there from the Vi, seen by the ward in the river, so both teams keeping eyes on enemy team junglers as Trundle heads into his bottom side of the map. He did have a nice gank on the top side. We'll see if he ganks on the bot side as pings are coming through there as well.
Sorry, I'm just
No,
fixing
you're
a
fine.
little bit of lag there. I just had to close out the stream so I could actually cast and see what the heck is going on properly.
No worries. We've been having issues here at the house with the internet for quite some time. Still waiting for the internet company to get back to us and kind of clear some questions up. Vi coming into that mid lane, flashes and Qs. Oh, so easy setup. The investment of the flash from both members, but they take down the enemy team Swain. Give it over to the Cassiopeia, perfect person to put it on.
Yeah, evening up that score, there was a little bit of a 500 gold lead happening for SFP, but now it's going to go over to evening up for both sides of Arctic Air. And
now McClub ganking that mid lane. He actually, I believe, TP'd in. No, he just ran from his bottom side jungle coming in. And yeah, the bootsless Cassiopeia, she's a snake. She don't need no boots. Just slithers her way back to the turret to get out. No TP on her, which is something to keep her eyes on. Only that Ghost and Flash, which is on cooldown.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It looks like they're really poking that Xayah. Xayah's really low. Oh!
That Xayah gonna be a bit of trouble. Get taken down. Once you ult, you set up for the Caitlyn trap underneath you. Oh, man, that wombo combo in the bot lane for SPK Defiance working out well for them. We'll see if they can get any plates off because Trundle, McClub, you coming around from behind. Might be looking for a fight. It is Majestic in that mid lane, getting poked just a touch. And now Blush, ooh, down to about half health. Here comes that Trundle. Rakan flashing forward. Doesn't get the knock up, though. Morgana doesn't have mana for Black Shield. They walk away. Swain in the mid lane. He's going to be ulting, but Name is here. We'll see what EU can do. EEG, excuse me. This Swain charging and charging. There's the explosion of damage. Is it going to come through in time? No. Majestic picks up a second kill, and SPK Defiance are off to a 3-1 lead.
Not only that, SPK Trundle is actually coming in and on the opposing side to get that first Mountain Drake solo out by himself. He saw the Vi top to be able to get that, pick something up for the kills that were dropped off in the mid lane. But can we talk about the insane escape that Blush just did? She not only flashed the Rakan snare, but she disengaged with her E out of the Trundle pillar to walk away unscathed and just dance around the team like it was nothing.
Yeah.
That was just insane positioning.
Timing windows is key, and did it beautifully to walk away, still holding on to that CS lead. Was able to get it back off as Rakan going to engage once again. The Black Shield might not be enough to save the Morgana. She's rooted up. She flashes at the heel. Oh, gets the Dark Binding to take down the Xayah. And now Beast Destroyer down to about half health. Swain is running to the bottom side, but the fight is already over as SPK Defiance back to their turret. They got a whole wave to catch as well. And unless you want to dive that, it is not looking good for Notorious's bottom lane.
Oh my god, are we seeing not only Blush Uru's insane escape potentials and mobility and positioning, but Spartan's like snares, like the snare for the first kill on the Xayah went through the minions and just was perfectly angled to get in, snare her, and get the kill down. And not only that, that max range shield snare we seen right after Morgana flashing and just looking right at her like, you know what, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Coming in hot, throwing out a snare, and just blowing up bot lane right now. Let's see how many kills they got. 4 kills.
Trundle Pillar will knock back Cassiopeia, but she's got the Petrify onto 2 members. There's no mana left on the Trundle. That means Cassiopeia could actually chase this forward. Looks like Trundle will be allowed to walk away. She still wants to stick with the 1v1 against the Swain, but a fantastic Petrify to reset the fight in the mid lane.
Holy, that was just another beautiful disengage. That Petrify to deny that pillar like we were talking about when we were in Champ Select to make sure that that gank cannot get off. No picks were made there. And Morgana just being really confident with her snares once again. Having 4 kills, 1 assist, and 1 kill on both Morgana and Caitlyn. Caitlyn above Xayah in a huge CS lead, about 20 CS, 73 farm opposed to Xayah's 53, giving her a BF sword and a pickaxe compared to Xayah's BF sword alone. So that's going to be a lot of pressure added to the Xayah Rakan. Going to make them sweat a little bit with the gold lead happening here. About 3k gold lead and a Mountain Drake for blue side happening on the boards.
Yeah, for SPK Defiance, they definitely have the lead, and you're talking about the confidence of Spartan Z in the bottom lane. It says, you know what, I have the Dark Binding, I don't even need to use it, I'll just walk forward, threaten it. In the top lane, Nico gonna get knocked up for a moment. Oh, there's the Assault and Battery. Ooh, pop also from Nico, gonna get a little bit of a shield, but that's not nearly enough damage in the early game. Goes down as Name will pick up the kill on the top, so good gank there by the Vi. I was waiting for her to use that Assault and Battery, been up for a while, now level 9. Hope to see a lot more of those, and SPK Defiance looking like maybe they're the new SPK team to keep our eyes on.
Yeah, they're like, you know what, we're strong, we're defiant, we're here to fight, and you know what, we're gonna show you what we're made out of here. We want to make it into the finals of the Scrim gym and show off, flex a little, possibly get an interview, go up against Sway GG, and maybe even bring in a title, maybe not, who knows, maybe Sway GG could be 3-time champion. Who knows? Maybe the other team might smack down Defiant and come back from this. It is not that far of a. They're not really that far behind.
Well, and their team from the side of Notorious, they are focused more around that grouping, the team fight AoE. You've got the Pop Blossom from the Nico, as well as the Featherstorm from the Xayah, the Ultimate from Swain. So many members that like to have these big 5v5 fights, get the AoE damage down, whereas SPK Defiance want to keep on these picks. And as the game continues, those big 5v5 fights are guaranteed to happen. Oh, nice turn around from a club in the mid lane. However, the Vi is here, taking on the Swain already. Fight to the bottom side will finish off the Rakan, as now the mid lane, Trundle was successful at grabbing the Cassiopeia. Name gonna chase forward a little bit more, but doesn't want to go underneath the turret. Just fighting Trundle just outside of it. Will she actually keep going forward is the question. Bottom side, the Rakan already died. Yuck is down there solo defending this bottom lane turret. Am I gonna charge up a Q in that mid lane dash forward? Go ahead and smite the Trundle. He tried to drop the pillar to defend himself, but the slow is actually enough that he goes 1 for 1. But the bot lane turret is losing a bunch of plates. That might be all 4 plates before we hit that 13-minute mark. Not quite enough minions to get the next one, so it's just 3 plates for now.
Yeah, and we talked about that fight that. Oh,
Pop Blossom from Good Noon. SF Person of Guy that weren't able to walk away for now, and as he said, eventually he'll get tanky, eventually he'll get those stats, and right now he's got a whole bunch of pieces in his inventory, and it's enough for him to kind of just sit and farm, taking a 20 CS lead over this Nico.
Wow, he's really popping in that CS. He's doing exactly what he needs to do, is play safe, get in as much farm and items as he can. But if we, oh my god, Holy Cassiopeia just poking really hard as they're contesting here for this Inferno that is about to be up, really fighting noodle to noodle. Rakan and Morgana fighting to ward up who is the better warder, who is better at getting the vision control right now, and it looks like Morgana has succeeded and won this round.
Yeah, Majestic with this damage in that mid lane, really kicking Swain's Cassiopeia. If you, she's just chunking him down with the Twin Fangs. 20 CS lead over the Swain. He's got the Rod of Ages, so he'll start to get a bit tankier as the game progresses, but at the moment, SPK Defiance in the lead. We need to see them continuing to lead with it, though. They need to start to take down some of these turrets. I want to see this Vi targeting the Rift Herald. The moment they're looking for the second Drake of the game, the Infernal, they're going to grab that for themselves, and maybe now's the time to go grab that Rift Herald and try to open up one of these turrets.
Yeah, it looks like Trundle's gonna go there, but Trundle did pick up quite a gold with that mid fight that happened a little bit earlier because they did go even. They all the jungler.
The charge in. It's Sultan Battery setting up Swain to fall. Easy peasy. Trundle not even gonna worry about trying to solo out the Rift Herald. Headed to the top side. McClub, is he gonna try to fight the Ornn underneath the turret? Person of Guy backing away, defending once again. Dark Binding landing onto the Rakan on the bottom side. You can't even talk, analyze the game because there's just fight after fight after fight. Ornn getting to the knock up onto Good Noon, but doesn't want to chase forward as McClub is around the corner with that red buff, so recalls.
Yeah, there's fight after fight, intense. And now that the game is slightly slowed down, maybe I can analyze this just a tad to give you guys some insight on how even the game is in comparison. It looks like SFPK has about a 4 or 5k gold lead on blue side right now for Notorious, as well as if we talk about earlier, there was a trade in the mid lane that I was trying to get to where Trundle and Vi went down, Swain and Cass went down. The only difference was there was huge shutdowns that happened that were given over to Trundle and both over to Trundle, giving him about 250 shutdown on the Cass and another shutdown on Vi, helping him pick up, and hopefully maybe he'll come in here and get some control and try and stop them from doing this Herald up on the boards at the moment the Vi is trying to get control of, as they have objective control as of right now.
Yeah, there's vision for the side of Notorious using the River Scuttle Crab, but it's going to fade away, so they're not actually going to see the Rift Herald being finished off. Dark Binding landing from Morgana, just warning Rakan, you don't want to engage this. We got all 5 members here. Back away. Go to your separate lanes. It's all right. We got this. We can now drop it on a undefended turret, at least without those turret plates to kind of block up some of that damage from the Rift Herald. But you're talking about the Trundle getting the shutdown gold. He is going a bit of a damage route, so he's at least Bruiser with that Tiamat build. It does allow him to farm quickly, but not going to be the super tank that we were maybe expecting out of him, so he's going to have to rely on his ultimate to steal the stats away. He's stolen them from Person of Guy as the Ornn is on the run. He's going to charge away towards that wall. However, the Swain is here. The Never Move locking him down, picks up the kill on the top side. Nico going to be dropped. Caitlyn just picking her off under the turret. I think she might have even taken just one turret shot. Cassiopeia going to jump a little bit of damage onto Yuck in that mid lane, but it is a Rift Herald spawn on the top side of the map, so they might be going for 2 turrets.
Yeah, it looks like because they have that potential. Nico is down. It looks like a lot of the blue side is on the bot lane. They cannot rotate up in time here to stop them. Are they going to stop them to get the second turret? It looks like there's going to be a charge coming off here. Pop it down. And it might be an easy 2 turrets like you said, Jake.
There's the 2 turrets. Shelly will fall afterwards, but that's a nice boost of gold to Defiance as they're already up now. 7,500 gold. Rotation from Defiance here into that mid lane. But Yuck is there to defend and clear the wave, and one of the things about wave clearing is that Xayah and Caitlyn, both about even. Xayah's feathers are pretty nice. Ooh, Rakan making the engagement, the Petrify onto 2 members of the backline. Featherstorm out for the Xayah, trying to back away. Yuck will survive with just a touch of health. The Spartans will drop a bit too far forward. Majestic is slowed down as well, and the club chasing down the Cassiopeia. Should be able to finish her off as Good Noon looking for Blush. The top left-hand corner of the screen. Caitlyn just able to make it out, trying to get underneath the turret. Couple of auto attacks back. The camouflage Nico not able to actually chase that one in. Majestic surviving with the slows and a great miasma as well. Person of Guy distracting. So members of Defiance defying death. Ooh, there's the Trundle pillar. knocking the Ornn backwards. However, he's gotten himself a pretty tankiness. He's trying to CC the Trundle. He's going to start the Call of Forge God, knock it back, find himself the kill. Are you kidding me? And now Vi charging over the wall. Nami looking to make sure that they pay, flashing forward. That's the Assault and Battery onto the Swain, but does she have the damage because she's all alone? Knocked up as the Swain goes golden, setting up for Ornn to charge on him, but Nami's got this, soloing him out. Not going to chase Beast Destroyer, but somehow SPK Defiance defy all odds, get most of their members out, and come out with a huge number of kills as well.
Wow, yeah, and honestly, that was insane. If we see, like I was talking about in Champ Select, it looked like Majestic came in, really held the ultimate for the Rakan engage, and then popped off, not only CCing Rakan, but CCing 3 members in order for SPK to turn around and come in on Notorious to turn around that fight. And Nico CC did not really help them. Trundle coming in, doing the damage, but not as tanky as needed, but still at least getting 1 kill out. Not enough though, as they're gonna pick up another drag. Oh wait, sorry. Oh yeah, they're picking up another dragon. That's gonna be 1 mountain over on SPK as well as an Inferno, and Notorious only has that 1 dragon. It looks like SPK has about a 7k gold lead happening here on the boards.
So far, game number 1 and game number 2, we've seen the Morgana come in clutch between the dark bindings as well as those black shields to kind of just avoid all CC and some of those enemy team spells. But we'll see if in game number 3, Morgana's one of those, again, priority picks or bans. As SPK Defiance defending their mid lane second tier. A little bit push from Notorious, but they're not going to keep it up too much more. I like the fact that the Nico on the side of Notorious is using her clone to absorb that ace in the hole by Caitlyn, considering that every time Blush has it up, says, you know what, throw some poke damage onto the squishier members. Can't do it onto the Nico, though, because she times that clone very, very well.
Yeah, and if we look on the boards here for the side of SPK, they have kills spread out through all of the carries. Not only 1, not only 2, but 3 carries. They got 3 kills on Cass. We got 5 kills. Okay, not only that, Caitlyn has 152 CS. She is large compared to Zaya. Zaya is 0 and 2, 129 CS. So not only is Caitlyn above CS by about 30 to 20 CS.
Charging forward. Oh, Nami's actually going to miss the Q, which now she's going to be in a bit of trouble. The Black's going to keep her alive. Rakan is being taken down. The Caitlyn poke is huge. The Vi charging away from the fight as in mid lane, though that's going to be the Swain ultimate taking down the Vi, charging on in, looking for Flush as well. Call the Forge God from the Ornn, not going to be there in time though, so there's Caitlyn and the Morgana have fallen. This is a fight the Notorious can win, as the Ornn, the only member left alive except for Cassiopeia, who wasn't even there. Mystic, or Majestic, excuse me, not interested in trying to 1v4 as the rest of her team had fallen and Person to Guy was backing away. But good fight from Notorious, making use of the fact they had just more people there for the fight.
You can say Majestic might be a little bit too majestic for that fight and getting out of there and being like, hey, heck, no, I won't go. I'm just going to get out of here. And Ornn like, sorry, team. I'm out. I can't help you there. And it looks like that Notorious came back with a win in a team fight. Kind of give them a little bit of momentum, having a little bit less of a deficit here. It looks like they're about, I would say, 3 to 4k behind Defiant at the current moment. Not a huge way to be behind. They just got to pick up some kills. It looks like Swain is just doing that, and Trundle is doing that, picking up some damage and a little bit more tanky items. But the fact that Trundle can pick up some damage items is really good for Notorious, because they also have Swain tanking. They have Rakan to engage and tank. They don't always need an insane full tank on Trundle, because Trundle has a little bit of tankier members to back them up on the team, so he can pull out some damage to help get some picks quicker and get some squishies in the back lane and get some kills on Caitlyn and Morgana.
Yeah, and protecting that back line is so important for Notorious's Trundle, and the club needs to make sure that the Swain, the Xayah stay alive, and really the Xayah was the big key in that last fight because she was fairly untouched. Rakan died early, but then everyone switched their focus to the Swain. He's got himself that fully stacked Rod of Ages. He's had it for a while. He also has the Zhonya's now, so he can kind of reset a fight if everyone's jumping on him, and that left Yuck all alone to be able to just toss out those feathers, rip them through the enemy team. positioning from SPK Defiance around the Baron, as that might be a target, but I think they're just trying to bait in a fight. There's Rakan engaged with the quickness. He's taunted up the Cassiopeia. Spartan's going to be going golden. Sorry, that's Morgana taunted up for the moment. Majestic going to start some damage. Nico, Pop, Blossom going to land onto 2 members. Vi gets taken down as well. The group pick from Notorious is working for them. Petrify under multiple members from Majestic, but it's not going to be in time to actually find the kills. And now Blush Uwu has to flash away. There is just the Caitlyn and the Ornn left alive, but it's a 5v2 fight, potentially around the Baron as Notorious start up the Baron, but will they actually keep this up? Person of Guy has Call the Forge God available. Are they going to fight it? Trundle speeding his team forward as he's looking for the engage. The Pillar knocking Ornn back for a moment. He charges on in, getting a huge knock up. There's the Call the Forge God. Can Ornn do it? Can he turn it around? Caitlyn shooting away. Looking for him at club. They've taken him out. Person of Guy is still alive. Swain trying to finish him off. Good news, so close. There's the ace of the hole, picking her up. And in a 5v2 fight, SPK Defiance turn it around and keep Notorious from picking up the Baron.
Did we just seriously watch a 2v5 happen with an Ornn Caitlyn? Like, that was insane! I thought Ornn was literally gonna die. I don't know how he lived through 5 members just collapsing on him, and he held it in and timed that knockup. He didn't even get canceled, got the knockup. Caitlyn came in, clean up, and now they're picking up a Cloud Drake?
So speed boost to engage or disengage. That's really nice for the Cassiopeia as well as, again, she's got no legs. She's just slithering around, slithering a little bit faster. And again, the threat from SPK Defiance to take away the Baron is big because of that Cassiopeia. The last time it didn't work out because they didn't have all members there. It ended up being kind of a broken 3v5. Caitlyn sitting off to the side, not really doing much. But then Ornn comes in, times his knockup perfectly, scares the members of the Notorious back. Once that Trundle goes down, you're really out of a front line besides maybe the Swain. And so they say, you know what, let's not fight this, back away, live to fight another day, at least 2 lived, and they're going to go right back onto the Baron, at least trying to secure and control this vision around it.
And I think one of the, like, detrimental points that happened there was I was watching Cassiopeia waiting for her to do her ulti, and I was, like, assuming she would time it like she's been doing all night right after Rakan ulti, but she held it for way too long, and I don't know if that's because she was CC'd for a long period of time by Rakan, but at the point where she had no more HP and then popped the ulti, and it was not even viable because she couldn't do any damage. She was already too low, and then she had to drop and die there, unfortunately. But at least Caitlyn picked it up, came in with Ornn, and denied them the Baron fight, as there's a huge contest happening here for the moment.
Trundle gonna chase forward. McClub getting another knockback onto the Ornn. However, again, he's a tanky member. He actually flashes the wall, disengaging with Vi, and Caitlyn been charmed up. That should be Blush done, but the Cassiopeia is there to petrify onto 2 members. They're gonna be focusing down the Rakan. It's gonna go golden as the Yugi EG gonna be chained up, knocked up, dropped down as well, and somehow Name is still alive. Doesn't even die to last auto because Good Dude is being taken out. That is an ace for SPK Defiance. They lost only the Morgana, and that should be the Baron for them.
And the positioning that was happening there for the Caitlyn, interesting to see Notorious go in and focus the tank, leaving Caitlyn to just stand there and auto attack the entire fight. She was untouched at all, and not only was she untouched, but she was like in the mid lane. She was not like completely alone, but she was with 1 member, so she could have easily gotten picked out or jumped on, but just could not, no one could get to her because the tanks literally were being what they do best, meat shielding and blowing all the cooldowns of the enemy team, for the fact that Caitlyn can just come in and auto attack, and now she is large. 8 kills, 203 CS, 400 gold shutdown. She has not only an Infinity Edge, but an upgraded in Molten Edge, giving her extra attack damage. On top of that, she's got her Static Shiv, she's got her Rapid Fire Cannon, Tier 2 boots, and she's already building her 4th item, and it looks like Zaya is 0, 4, and 6. She only has 1 item complete, and barely completing her 2nd item and Tier 2 boots. So very behind, and the gold difference is just huge. It looks like Caitlyn has 13,000 gold earned on her own, and Zaya only has 7,800. That's huge. That's like that's gonna be about a 13K.
Several items up. I mean, you just
6K gold difference.
That is massive. Plus getting the Molten Edge on the Infinity Edge, just boosting those stats even higher. It's a 11,000 gold lead for SPK Defiance. Trundle seeing if he can engage, but he's all alone. Rakan finally starts the quickness, but he's already low health and gonna be taking down the TP in from the Swain, but it might be to his own demise. Or, however, is knocked up, so he isn't able to actually finish off the Call of the Forge God. Just gonna be coming in for the slow. Yup, dropping low, but that's gonna be the route onto the Vi. So Name gonna be taken down. Swain still falls to the backside because no one is touching the Caitlyn. She's gonna come in, shoot as well. Pop Blossom gonna root her up for a moment because Goodman's flashing away, but Ganoon still falls. Double kill to the Caitlyn. And keep in mind, that entire fight was a 4v5 because Majestic wasn't there. The Baron is sitting on SPK Defiance. They've got 3 members pushing mid. Name's gonna join them as well. This might actually be the end of the game.
Ornn just being the god meat shield for the Caitlyn. They're really helping her peel off. And then the one time that they were able to even remotely get on Caitlyn with the Neeko, Caitlyn just popped her QSS and was like, you know what? You ain't gonna do anything here. I'm gonna clean you all up, and
there's
we
a potential last
end.
fight from Notorious. Rakan goes in, but Blush just says nope.
Oh.
Denied. The Cassiopeia has even used Petrify. Might not even get to. There's a Petrify. Desperate to have one last play before the end of the game. Nexus turret number 2 is down. GG gonna be falling little by little. Good news dropping lower and lower. There it is, the second to last skill of the game, as EG not even gonna be finished off on the fountain before the Nexus explodes. SPK Defiance carry the SPK torch towards that finish line one more game. I am really, really excited to see who they play off against on the other half of the bracket. I really gotta know, did Sway GG win or not? But for now, let's discuss this game because it was a pretty spicy one. There were some moments from Notorious that you really thought that they had the game at least leading in their way. They were maybe trying to start a snowball off of the Swain. You can see that the Swain, the Trundle, the Neeko, all of them had a bunch of kills, but they also had high deaths. Whereas SPK Defiance just poured so much gold and resources into this Caitlyn, and Blush Uwu just dominated the second half of the game.
Blush Uwu, but not only the second half of the game, but dominated from the beginning to the end, really adding in pressure throughout the entirety of the game, adding pressure on the Xayah and Rakan, really denying him. Look at the score right now. Rakan and Xayah, 0-5 for Xayah, 0-6 for Rakan. They had a really, really rough game. They could not get it in, and look at the item difference. It looks like Caitlyn's already almost on her 4th item, and Xayah can't even barely just complete her 2nd item, and it just shows how the positioning that happened there. Caitlyn could not get ganked by Trundle. She come out with the flash to get away from the pillar like we saw, and then not only on top of that, but in for the second vault. Was it the vault? I don't know if it was a vault breaker or a knockup, but she flashed out of it and just had very, very good positioning throughout the entire game, along with Morgana. I would say the MVP would have to go to Blush Uwu and Spartans for just really, really, really making an insane game happen from beginning to start. And an honorable mention to, I would say, Ornn for really just coming in and supporting the heck out of Blush Uwu, being a meat shield. Not only that, coming in, stopping that Baron fight, and doing a 2v5 with Blush Uwu, and doing it and landing his Ornn knockup and then the entire team by himself.
Talk about confident tank. Walked into 5 members and said, alright y'all, don't get Baron, chase me, and then turns around at the wall, getting a knockup, walking away, allowing Caitlyn to just pick people off on the way out. That was one of those crucial fights for the side of SPK Defiance, giving the gold to the Caitlyn. I mean, she was already on a big lead, and she was already escalated above the rest of the enemy team, but that really just kind of put the nails into the coffin one last time, saying, you know what, you're not going to grab the Baron. From that point, SPK Defiance were in complete control of the game, grabbed the Baron, and cleaned it up. And now, with SPK Embers falling off in game number 1, Defiance having actually knocked them out in round 1, but Embers being the team that was dominant for so many weeks. I think for 3 weeks in a row they did well. 2 of them they actually got the finals, the champions. They were the champions of those Scrim gyms. With Defiance coming in and looking so hot going into the round 3 as well, I'm really wondering, as 626 said, we got to keep our eyes on SPK as an organization because they have at least 2 teams involved in these Scrim gyms that look so good.
Yeah, that, like, holy, keeping up with the casting tonight with all these games. Oh my god, like I am just shell shocked after shell shocked with the amount of plays happening, the amount of head to head happening, stressed out for both teams as they're really, really pulling tooth and nail to make it to the finals, as it's been head to head and even all freaking night. Insane.
Insane. Well, we're going to take a very quick break. We still have yet to actually find out between Sway GG and Air Esports who will be the victors. Oh, with it just updated, Sway GG came out with the victory. That is what we were expecting, but also means an exciting game between Sway GG and SPK Defiance coming up next. Good job, though, from Air Esports making to the second round once more. We actually, I think, have only casted them one time in the recent past. Hopefully, we get to see them on stream near in the future, but we'll be right back with Game 3, Round 3, Sway GG taking on SPK Defiance. Don't go anywhere, you won't want to miss it.